Okay, day 2. So today's plan was we were going to finish the day by going to Palm Beach International up to Westchester County, like some small little airport. HPN is the airport code. Never even heard of it before, but that's where what we were gonna do. But we changed our mind. So we started off with probably some of the, I hate to say this, but some of the worst flight attendants that I've had in a very long time. They just did not seem to be happy to be there. I don't know if it was like the early morning flight or it was hot in the airplane. I guess the air conditioning wasn't doing a whole lot. They just were very grumpy and they were clearly showing it. So that kind of put a damper on the first flight for sure. When we were in Newark, kind of surprising to find that they don't really have a lounge there, but terminal was really nice. We were able to go to Shake Shack to have some breakfast, and then we found a gate that was fairly empty that we could hang out in for the hour that we needed to before we got on the flight down to Palm Beach. But kind of surprising that an airport like Newark didn't have a non-airline lounge that was available. Flight number 2 of the day.
There's no option for doing short legs.
In Palm Beach, we were able to find a lounge. It was pretty good and didn't have to pay to get in, so that was awesome, of course. As we were sitting in the lounge at Palm Beach International trying to book a hotel room up in the area of Westchester, so we decided, we've already had a long day, let's just go ahead and we're going to spend the night in Palm Beach because it's super easy to find hotels here, and we'll just start off in the morning flying back to New York. Could have left the airport a little bit earlier if we had decided this a bit sooner, but we didn't. But here we are. It is only a little bit before 7 o'clock and we're at a hotel room, so it feels pretty good. And now we're ready for hopefully a good night's sleep. Tomorrow, back up the East Coast over to New York, and then finally back home to collect our car in Orlando. And then, of course, not really back home, but back to Orlando so that we can then drive 2 hours to our actual home. So that's it. Day 2 done. Just 2 more destinations because we did both Newark today as well as Palm Beach. So we are up to 5 destinations now, and then hopefully we get 2 more tomorrow. So not too bad. I was hoping for 10 overall on these 3 days, but I think we're going to end up with 7. And that's not too shabby either. Have a great night. Day 3, last day.
Had a really great time at the Centurion Lounge in LaGuardia. It sounds like it should be something that shouldn't really be necessary, but when you're spending the whole day at airports or in airplanes, it's nice to have a place that you can go to and relax that has real food, not just fast food.
this is one I never hear from that guy. If you're a resident, welcome home.
Okay, on the road, back home. This is day 3, and today we ended up flying from Palm Beach International up to New York's LaGuardia and then came back down to Orlando. So, with this first round of flights out of the way, what would you say that we've learned?
That definitely having a lounge to stay at is a must.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think it was a great experience.
Yeah, I
going
think
from airport to airport to airport with really no real destination and just improvising as we were going. So
yeah, he thought it was pretty crazy last night when we were sitting in a lounge waiting for our next flight, and I was just like, you know what? Too difficult to find a hotel. Let's just stay here in Palm Beach. And it's actually, I was surprised at how easy it is once again that you can quickly, like that flight, we had actually even already checked in for it. And I was able to uncheck in, strangely, and still get refunded for that flight that we decided that we weren't going to take. So the flexibility that JetBlue has, to me, was just pretty incredible. I don't know that you really would find that at other airlines. But there are some negatives that we found about JetBlue. Probably the first one, our first frustration was that we both have status with American Airlines. And I did the status match back at the end of June, I want to say. And my status match went through in about 2 weeks. And my husband's status match just never happened. And I tried chatting with people, and the first time it was like 4 weeks out, and they were like, well, you know, it could take up to 6 weeks, so you have to wait that long. And then when the 6 weeks came and went, I tried to contact somebody else, and they were just saying, you know, I will escalate this for you, but then we heard nothing from anybody. And so in the end, actually yesterday, in fact, I just put in the information again to see if he can get a status match or not. So that part has been frustrating, that when it came to the status match, you can't really talk to anybody. It's apparently just the system that is behind it that will approve them or not. And if yours just kind of gets lost, it seems like there's nothing you can really do about it. So that's a little frustrating. But like I said, the flexibility to be able to rework our schedules at a moment's notice, that has been amazing. The planes, what would you say about the planes?
they were okay. The seats are comfortable.
I think we had a range of planes, a range of ages at least. Like some of the planes were fairly new and others were, well, that one was pretty old that had the little screen in front where your thumb was the size of Mexico. But yeah, overall I would say the leg room is fairly generous. Kind of normal standard economy class seats. What about staff?
Yeah, I think that there's a good variety of very friendly flight attendants to the ones that are not having a very good day and pass it on to the customers.
We did have that one poor experience with that set of flight attendants on one flight. But again, it was a super early morning flight. Maybe they're just not morning people. I don't know. But I think everybody else that we interacted with, the flight attendants as well as the one gate agent that had to book us on another flight when we just didn't have a gate in time and we missed our flight to Boston. Super friendly people. So pretty happy with the JetBlue employees. And what are we doing moving forward? We're going to do more of this? We're going to try to hit the Caribbean? What do you think?
Sure. Yeah, we need to get the 25 at 25.
Yeah, trying to at least go for 15 to get the bonus miles. But if we can get to 25, hey, it's a challenge. We'll see if we can do it.